All right, hello everybody out there in YouTube world. Coming at you with another video here, and I'm not going to call it a knife collection, but it is a collection of knives I've acquired over the years, and some of these I've had quite a long time. But let me back off here again. I did it again, my doggone video. There we go. All right, let's get my video out here, right? Somebody commented on a watch video I did. It was over a year ago, and asked me, says, "Hey, see you're using a Gerber knife. Let's see, yeah, I got it out here." And this is one I just keep, as you can see, I keep it out here in one of my little holders up here. I'm using it all the time out here on workbench, just cutting everything. It's cut everything, wire, it's cut it all. This little Gerber, and if I'm not mistaken, this was a USA made one. It was close to it, but I've had that knife a long time. I just cannot remember where I've gotten it from or where I picked it up at. It might have been I picked it up at a flea market or something years ago. I don't know. But anyway, they commented about that, and and then the other day a subject came up about knives. I had one of my knives on me. I went four-wheeling, and it's the one I always carry. Matter of fact, it's just one I carry. I carry between this one, and this one. It's the three main ones I carry, but I don't carry this one as much. And the only reason why, it was actually supposed to be a collector's commemorative. But anyway, let's get back. Instead of going all over the board here, let's get back to some of these knives. All right, somebody wanted to know, and I was like, well, hell, I'll get all mine out. I need to get them out anyway. And I was finding knives in places that I forgot I put them. And clean them up. They needed to be cleaned up, needed to be oiled. So it was time to get them out. Most of them just, light wiping, a little, and oil. Just need to clean them out and oil them a little bit. That's it. I'm not going to go over how I clean them because everybody has their own way of doing their thing, and I've worked on watches for years and, and stuff, and I'm always meticulous about my stuff, but I'm not going to go over cleaning. Everybody has their own little thing about what they want to do and what they use and all that. So we'll leave it at that. So let's take the elephants out of the room. We're going to take this out of the room after I show you. We got to talking about knives, and the guy was showing me a knife and asked me a knife, and then next thing I know, I bought a knife. I bought this. I went on eBay, and I was just looking at some old knives and stuff, and I bought this set. They call it a piggyback. I've not seen but one other before, and I think Case made one. You have the bigger hunting knife and the little bitty knife. I don't know what that's for. I guess because these are Japan. They're probably for a little hand, but I got that at a great little deal, and I said, hell yeah, I'll get it for that. And I got this knife from them too. Now, with that being said, them are two knives that I did not have here until a month ago. The rest of these knives I've had. So let's set the little Japan-made ones out. I'll let you see the blade. They are bone handle, and from what I can tell, they're right. They were from back in there. These were made back around the 60s, I think. So, yeah. So even the little ones. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little deal. I probably won't ever use them. I'll put them in my little display case with my watches and stuff. But, I just thought it was a cool little set. And the guy accepted my offer, so I took them for sure. It was not a bad deal at all. So, all right, let's see. Let's set that down. Let's go to my other fixed blade knife. Sorry, everybody's seen some of my videos. I might ramble. Hopefully I don't ramble too much here. Little Bear Gerber. This USA made one. Now this knife here, I didn't pull it out. Let's pull it out of the holder. It was sawtooth. I originally bought this knife for my older son to put in his tackle box. And ended up, he never used it and give it to me, and I cut I took down the sawtooth on it. So as you can see, I took it down. But boy, let me tell you what, I have used this knife It just like a couple of my others. This knife holds one heck of an edge. It's sharp too. It holds a good edge. I don't think I've sharpened this knife one time since I did that, and that was some years back. But it is actually a very grand little knife to have for fishing, hunting, whatever. It is a good little fixed blade knife. Now, from what I understood now, Bear's made in China. I don't know. I hadn't bought knives other than the Japanese one in years. I hadn't had to. I got knives. So, but I got that Bear Gerber, and like I said, it was an American-made knife, American-made one. So at the time, so there you go. Let's see that one. I got this other Gerber. I think I got it from my son. I don't know where he got it from, but I think I give him another knife, a good knife or something for it. This other little Gerber. I don't know if it's American or not. It doesn't have, no snaps or nothing to it. I mean, yes, you can open it up and everything. And the blade edge, it's okay. I've used it a little bit, but it's like this one out here. I've kept it out here with the other one here in the shop. I just keep it up here, and if I need to grab a knife real quick, I grab these. Why? So I don't have to worry about, really messing up the blades or anything on them. I've always grabbed these two, and this one here is probably the one I grab the most because I don't like them. I don't like them with a sawtooth on them like that. But all right, next is my little old timer. I think they call these the Stockman. I bought this knife some years back. This has been a great knife. Just an excellent, and I did open these up. I don't keep them with the tension on the springs like that. I did open them up, so I was prepared for my video this time, people. I did open it up. As you can see, this is the 340T, not the 340OT. This is the USA made one. I have had this knife, and this knife has seen use and sharpens. And it does hold a real good edge. The blades hold good edges. They are actually, this is probably dull right now. I wouldn't say fairly dull, but it is a little dull. It's duller than I like it. This one's still good and sharp. That one is too. But this has been a good little knife. I've used this knife in the house, out of the house, as one of them if you want to throw in your pocket, man. It's just a grand of a little knife to have. I just thought it was, when I seen it and I bought it, like I said, I bought this knife new. I forget where I bought it at, but yeah, I bought that knife new. I've had that knife for years. This case right here, now guys, I'm no knife specialist, so correct me, reach out, let me know if I'm wrong. I don't know how to really date them, but I'm thinking this was around the 80s. Early 80s, and I actually picked this case knife up, I think for $2. I think it was at a yard sale. So, and I've never used it. I mean, it's got as you can see, it's still got the original factory edge on it. I've never used it, and it is sharp. So, it's sharp. So, I've never used it. I've never cleaned this knife or nothing. I did oil it a little bit, wipe it down with what I use, and that's that. So that nice little collector case, I think they call these a saber type or something. I don't know. So don't quote me on that. Another one I didn't know till the other day. I was looking, and now I remembered why I throwed it in my toolbox. This knife had been through it. This is one I kept in my toolbox. This little Craftsman. And I'll let you see it here. I'll let you see if we can get it to focus here for you. Let's see here. Let me set it down. Let's see if I can get it to focus for you to make it out. I've used this knife. It's been in everything. USA, Craftsman USA, and I forget the model number on it. But I bought that little old knife, I think at a yard sale, oh gosh, 20-something years ago. And it was a grand of a knife. And now I remember why it was in my toolbox. I seen it in one of my drawers in my toolbox. I remember why. I broke the spring in it, and that's why I throwed it in there. And it's been sitting there ever since. I know it's been sitting here. Now we've been here since '05, so it's been sitting in this toolbox even then, before then. So as you can see, the broke spring down there. Now I've never done one, but I've got some pins coming. Some brass rod, and I'm going to attempt to take this apart and make another spring for it. Everybody's like, well, why don't you just buy it? Well, hey, I'm a fix-it guy, and, this is an old knife, and I've had it a long time, so I figured, well, you know what? Let's try to fix it. Let's see if we can fix it. So we're gonna have a tackle at that. If I get it fixed here the next week, I'll come back and do a video on it. All right, let's see. Went over the Gerbers, went over that. Now, the knives I use. I even use this, old Sheffield. razor. This knife gets used, it's a weekly basis. So it gets thrown around this garage like everything. Now, let's go to my knives. I don't like these little knives, but for little things. And that's why I've only got a couple that I've used. Like I said, this was in my toolbox. Used it just for stuff, electrical, whatever, cutting some wire back or whatever, working on something. This one here, I've used it same way, or used it in the house. This I've kept this in the house. I think I've opened more boxes and letters with that knife, but I've used it a lot though on other stuff. But it's mainly, it's just been boxes and everything. The bear that's been a fishing knife. Throw it in a tackle box, and good to go. Used the crap out of it. I've used it. I've cut wood. I've cut everything. My boys have used it. So there ain't no telling what they put it through. Now, back to these. Got this Camillus knife. If I have to remember, this is dated around 79, and I got it in, I want to say 90, 91. I got this one. Hey, I don't care how pretty they look. Knife's a knife. It was built to be used unless they say specifically, this is just a thing. Well, I'm not paying a fortune for a knife, and I didn't pay a fortune for it then. But it's a good knife. And the reason why I don't use it that much, last time I had it out, I don't know if y'all can catch this on camera too well. Let's turn it up the bigger side. I slightly bent the tip, just slightly. It's not much. I mean, not enough to affect anything, but I slightly bent it. As you can tell, I've sharpened it once before. It's been sharpened because it's been used. I carried it. I've used it. It's a grand knife. I like knives that I can hold in my hand that feel, the knife is there, and that's why I like these type knives. So this one here, that's exactly why, and it's a great knife. Now, it didn't come with a case. I picked up a case. I had another Camillus case, and I think, let's see, what happened to that case? I forget what I done. Anyway, I ended up buying this case for it because I just thought that'd go good with the wildlife, a little more of a thing. But these, I don't even know who makes this case. It's, genuine leather made in the USA. But I've never seen a case made so well. To me, it looks biker, like if you're a biker or, I don't know, your old school hippie stuff. But, I mean, when I got this case, it is, it's grand. It's just grand for that knife. It was perfect for that knife. And it just kind of goes with it. Let's go over to my other Camillus now. This is one I've used, and as you can see, I've used the piss out of it. And it's nice, it's sharp, and it's an easy opener and closer. I mean, it probably needs to be hit a little bit. I haven't used it in the past month. I don't carry knives like I used to. I used to carry a knife everywhere I went, all the time. I don't do it as much no more, but I do still carry a knife. So, especially go four-wheeling or fishing or camping. And I like this one because it had that 30-06 on it on the side, the caliber button on it. So, and it's the 4 pins. So, as you can see, but it's a really nice, just really nice all around. Oh, and this one here close up just like my other one. I'll show you another one that do it. It'll close up and get your fingers if you ain't careful. If you just hold that down, it'll close almost all the way up. So, I mean, this is just a grand knife, and it's actually about a 1/2 inch longer than their other lock, these American Wildlife series. And I don't even see these no more. Of course, Camillus went out of business in, 05, 07, somewhere in there. So I was I've had case. Believe it or not, I had a case, and I ended up breaking the blade. I broke about half that blade off on a case. And that was the only case lock blade. I had one of their lock blades. I think they called it the Mako at the time. You had a Mako or Hammerhead, something like that. But that's what it was. It had the shark on the blade, but I had one of them, and I broke the tip off of it. I probably didn't have. I think I had it a little over a year when I did that, and it just had the rosewood handle. I wished it would have had the stag type handle or the bone. I have seen some out here with them. I've seen the exchangers. I didn't like the exchangers. I know some people do have an option. I guess that'd be good for a survivalist knife out there. For anybody that, is out there and they need it. I guess that'd be perfect. You know, it comes with the saw and the for gutting and everything. Has the blade for it. You know, they call them the exchangers. They're grand. They're a grand knife. You know, don't get me wrong. I bought, like I said, I've had lock blades, and I love my lock blades because when I want a knife that's going to fit in my big hand, for one thing, and I want a knife I can hold on to and feel, and I don't want a knife that's going to close up on me. That's why I like fixed blades, but I like the lock blades better, smaller, compact, put them on your side. This Camillus, this is the original case. Schrader, this is the original case. This here, let's go on here to, let's get off the Camillus, let's go to the Schrader, Uncle Henry. Now, a little story behind this one. This Uncle Henry here, I'll let you see the blade. This one here, I had a buck 110. That was my very first lock blade knife, was a buck 110. And I carried it for about 4 years or so. And my tackle box, I was young back in, I left my tackle box. Come back to get my tackle box where we were at fishing. Tackle box was still there, but I always had my knife in the top of it. And, I set my knife in the top of it instead of putting it back in my case, and I left my tackle box sitting on the side of the creek bank I was fishing on back in the day, and I noticed that my knife was gone after that. So after that, you know, everybody says, you ever got one of the Uncle Henrys, whatever, you know, I was looking to get another, and I did, and that's when I bought this. And I got another one too I bought. That I bought that at the same time. I bought this one out of a pawn shop up here. It's still open, Twin City Pawn, from Bob. I bought this from him, and that was some years ago I bought this. This is a good knife. None of my blades have wiggles. There are no wiggle wobbles, and they've been used. This one right here has been used a good bit. This one's been used more. This Uncle Henry here, I had one of these, and that was another one. That knife got stolen from me, and it got stolen in same place. It was in my tackle box. I did not realize that until after I left. That was my very first Uncle Henry knife I ever had other than this one. Then I bought this. So everybody's asking about the Uncle Henrys. Well, that goes back to the story with this one. This one I picked up, traded somebody a fishing rod for. And it was in the bottom of my tackle box. Well, I ended up getting it. It was in the bottom of the tackle box, and it was gone along with my 110. So I ended up buying this one, and I bought this one. I bought this one back then, but this one I just bought recently because I had one of these. I like these folding hunters. I love them. I don't like the Russo lock types that are like these. That Russo top, I just don't like it. It's just too much going on there for me. But this one here gets a lot of use. Oh, and we can't forget my this one here gets more use than any of them. These were made by Schrader, if my memory's correct. And this one here, I mean, this is just a sweet knife. I mean, and this is a Craftsman. Here, let's see the blade on it. Sorry. Get it where you can see it here. This is a knife. And this, to me, it's just like this, the same as the Uncle Henry. And you can see the badges. That's why, you know, they were made by Schrader. And that's from what I'm understanding. Craftsman had whoever they can make knives for them back then, but I think Schrader had most of their knives with this. And this knife here, like I said, it has seen a lot of use. Like a matter of fact, this is the one I'm carrying right now. This knife right here goes 9 times out of 10. This knife right here will be the one I carry with me. So it's either that or it's that Camillus over there. So, and yeah, let's see. I'm trying to get you a better shot at the end of it here. So let you see the bottom side of them. I'll do the same with this Uncle Henry right here. You know, this is just, they're just a beast, well-made knives. You know, it's just harder. Now, Schrader is made in China. Anything that has OT on it, on one side, and the other side it just says Schrader, is a China made. And the first time I ever seen one, I was kind of like thrown off when the guy told me, he says, "Oh, here's your USA made Schrader. You like Schraders?" I was like, "Yeah." I was looking at one day, and it was just something I was looking at in the case he had sitting there with some pocket watches that I was interested in. I said, "That nice old Schrader." I said, "Why is it don't say made in the USA? What does it say on the other side?" And the guy said, "Oh, it's I think it was like a, don't quote me, 159 or something like that, an OT or something like that." And that's when I found out, they were made in China now. So now, was it a nice knife still? Yes, it was, but I'm just all against them. I just don't want them against them. Oh, and on another note, when it comes to these Craftsmans, now, when it comes to the Craftsmans, from what I understood, a majority of the Craftsman knives that were made by Schrader. Now, you knife guys might know this. Somebody might know this better than me or whatever. Now, I'm just going off what research I could find a little bit on them when I was looking up some stuff here a few minutes ago. And most of the Craftsman knives that were made, where the difference between them and the actual Schrader Uncle Henry's, or the Schraders, is that Craftsman's was specific about having theirs made with stainless steel, where the Schrader is the carbon 440 or something like that, carbon steel. So there you go. That was the difference in them. And now I don't know. I don't know. Somebody, I just read a few little things on that here. Actually, it was yesterday and then a little bit this evening. I was looking at some. I was trying to even find another one like this. You don't even see these. I don't know why. They don't make them no more. I know that, but I don't even think Case makes a knife like the Mako no more. They make other lock blades, but they're only 3-inch, not 4.5 or 4.25. I think it is. So I think this is 4.25, 4.5. This one's right at 5. It's bigger. You can tell it's bigger than the Wildlife series, as you can see. It is a little bit longer. It's like a 1/4 inch. This one's 1/4 inch bigger than this one. So if you had to compare it, I guess you could compare it with this one right here. Here, sorry. Let's go ahead and close that blade up. And this one's actually even longer than it. So probably about the same. Yeah. And because I know they're not as long as the Buck 110s or these Schraders, these other Schraders. So, but anyway, this is just my knife. Somebody asked me, and I said, I might pull some out and do a thing on them. It's just what I got. This is, like I said, I don't call them a collection of knives because I don't collect knives. I used to love knives back in the day, but I always wanted a good all-around work knife. These right here. And let me tell you, they've never let me down. This knife right here, like I said, I've put an edge on this one probably twice since I've had it. That and there I've sharpened a lot more because I've carried this one and this one more than anything. Yeah. So, and the Bear. It's kind of hard to say because I've carried this little old timer a lot and I've used it. I probably have used this old timer and this little Craftsman right here more. Now, not cutting things you would cut with these, skinning and stuff like that. But I have used these two little knives and this knife right here, that Gerber, more than any knife I've got out here. And like I said, this Bear Gerber had a lot of attention. It's had a lot of attention between two boys and me, and I've used it, beat on it, hammer, cut. Drop my phone there, people. Bear with me there, sorry. So there you go. I'm just giving you a look at what knives I got, and that was it. Somebody asked me about it in a video. I figured, well, you know what? I'll throw one up there. So I'll let you look at this, look at this Schrader, like I said, I pulled them all out, wiped them off, oiled them. A couple of them needed to be cleaned up and oiled anyway. So I figured, well, why not? I don't think I've ever cleaned this one or this one, This one here, it's been wiped off, a little water and whatever, and I put a little oil on the blade every now and then if I know I ain't gonna use it. But that's it. That's all I've done. And like I said, just to show you what I have. And like I said, I like a good locking blade. I don't want something that's gonna fold up on me between this one and that Craftsman, this Schrader right here, Craftsman, these are my go-to knives. If I'm going out somewhere, 9 times out of 10, I got one of these knives on me. Going fishing, or if you're going out in the woods, going in four-wheeling, these are the 2 knives I carry, you know. So, I mean, these are grand knives. I mean, and like I said, and this blade opens even easier than that one. I've never had blades like these 2 knives right here. Just another note on that. This Camillus and this Schrader, to open like they do and close like they do. I've never had 2 knives like that. So, oh, and this is, so you can see what it is, C6. Camillus, New York, USA. And it says C6. So, let you get a better look at the handle here. As you can see that, the 30-06. So, I thought that's pretty neat when I seen it, and I bought that knife. So, but anyway, there you go. Just look at what knives I have, and I think that's all my knives. Unless I find one in a drawer sitting somewhere I forgot about. These are my knives. This is what I got. So there you go. Somebody asked, so I hope this answers his question, and I hope he gets to see the video, and if he's subscribed to me or whatever, maybe he can go in there and he'll see the video. But there you go. My little knife. Let's call it what it is, I guess. My little knife collection. Thanks for looking.